No, we weren't talking about it.
We're talking about paying.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item on the agenda, the second item is the approval of the minutes of the September 26th regular meeting. We have had a chance to take a look at these minutes. Anybody have any questions, any additions or alterations? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have the fiscal officer's report. Linda?
Yeah, I actually have something a little short tonight. State auditor came out last week and highly encouraged, when I hear an auditor say highly encouraged, it means you need to do this, that we all go to positive pay. All fiscal officers go to positive pay. So I've been working with Fifth Third. The township will be starting this week yet. Basically, how it works is we're going to send them, every time we cut checks, we send them a list of checks. Fifth Third, when they get, somebody submits a check to be reimbursed, they will check the check number, they will check the who the check's made out to, and the amount. And if it's not the exact, they're going to turn it away. If it's not on our, or they're going to call me and say, what do you want me to do with this check? And basically, it's about $150 a month. It's not cheap.
Just to say, we're going to get charged.
Yes, we are, but the reason why the state auditors come out and is just highly recommending that we do this is there's been several townships and villages and cities in the state of Ohio that have been hit with millions of dollars. And when you've got almost $4 million in your account, we can't take a chance.
So people are getting those checks and altering them, is that?
They're altering, they're making ACH, basically, the bank, if somebody has our account number and they put it in for, our payroll's $140,000, and that's what they're used to seeing, a debit come out of our account, they can pull $140,000 out of our account, and there's nothing we can do about it.
I guess we're gonna pay the fee.
It's insurance, and, it's probably no different than anything else we do to protect ourselves. But I wanted you to be aware of it. My thought is, this is gonna be a big deal, you're gonna hear a lot about this, and when you're out talking to your constituents and people say stuff to you, you can just let them know we're doing this.
Okay. Current bills, we've had a chance to take a look at the current bills. Anybody have any questions? Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have resolution 4950, resolution amending permanent appropriation resolutions with supplemental and reallocation of current appropriations. We do have this, have seen it, anything special to point out, Jack?
Some housekeeping and some money for the liability insurance to get that paid.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about 4950? If none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Anything else in the fiscal business?
Sir?
Okay. Under new business administration, Jack, anything?
Sorry, I reprinted an agenda where there's a special presentation from the
Okay.
superintendent, sorry.
Well, we may not have that. Oh, good. Thank you. Okay, we have a special presentation from Springboro Community School District presentation, Superintendent Dan Schroyer, is that correct? Schroyer. And Hannah McCrabb and Kyle Martin.
Is this the right place to stand?
Yes, sir, please. Right
Okay,
there.
I feel very close. Thank you for the opportunity. This is actually the third month of being school superintendent here at the great Springboro schools, and it has been an honor. I've been able to see a lot of great students, a lot of great people, a lot of business partnerships. And over the next 2 hours, I'm going to share a lot of those. I'm just kidding. But it's been great.
By yourself.
Lights will be out. That's okay.
It's been great to meet both chiefs, and both are supporting us, and I appreciate that. Mr. Gabbard has done a great job with our girls golf team. And with us tonight is one of those amazing student athletes that we have representing our district. You know, Springboro Schools has a great tradition. I was excited about the opportunity to come because of the amazing tradition of academic success and intracurricular and extracurricular. Our young lady is going to speak about that success as a student athlete. But one thing I'm very proud of, I had nothing really to do with it because it happened last year, but the school report card that came out, many of you may have seen the Dayton Daily News. In a 5 to 6 county area from Dayton down to Cincinnati over close to Columbus, we were one of only 3 schools that got A, B's, and C's, no D's and F. This was a tough report card. The assessments had changed. The scoring standards had changed. And there were many schools that got more F's than they got anything else. But we had all A's and B's and C's. Only 2 other schools did that. I believe it was Indian Hill and Oakwood. They were the only other 2. With U.S. News and World Report ranking us as the 2nd best high school in all of Ohio, that goes to show some of the success that we've had here. And with that, I'm going to come back at the end to kind of follow up on what these 2 said. But 2 very important people, a lot more important than I am, are with me tonight. Kyle Martin, our high school principal, and I think one of the finest administrators, even in the short time I've worked with him. I enjoy his attitude, I enjoy his work ethic, I enjoy the fact that students come first in his decisions. And I'd like Kyle to come up and say a few words.
Well, I won't take much of your time, but every time that Mr. Strayer and I go to speak at Rotary meetings, Township, meetings, we always try to take kids with us because a lot of times adults want to hear from our students, not necessarily from us as adults. So, before Hannah comes up and just shares a little bit about what it means to be a student athlete at Springboro High School, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. Obviously, we've had a great start to our school year this year. We just finished an unbelievable spring homecoming week last week, which is a 5-day, obviously Monday through Friday of Spirit Week, Spirit Wear, decorated hallways. So it was a great week last week. Had a phenomenal football game last Friday night, and then we had a really, really good dance. We had 1,400 students attend our homecoming dance. We have about 1,900 kids that are part of our high school. Now that does include some students from other districts, but we only had about 100 and 120 of those roughly estimated. So we had probably about 70% of our kids, 65% of our kids attend homecoming dance, which is a great number because we want our kids to be attending our extracurricular activities that we have at the high school. So without further ado, Hannah McCrabb is here. She's going to speak to all of you just about being a student athlete. She is part of our golf team. She is our number 1 golfer. She also is taking classes at the high school and also participates in our College Credit Plus program, which means she does take a course at the college level. So she is a very, very well-rounded student. And I can tell you to be able to work with students like Hannah every single day at the high school, it makes my job one that is extremely enjoyable, and it's a pleasure to be at Springboro High School. So without further ado, here's Hannah.
I just want to say it's been a pleasure to be at Springboro. I mean, the teachers, when I miss school, they help me when I come back. I take the test whenever I need to. Whenever I have homework the next day, if I don't get it, they're right there. And actually, playing a sport actually has helped me a lot. Being through high school, it helped me stay on the right path. Instead of doing things like drugs and alcohol, to get me ready for college, you can't do that. I mean, it's not going to help you in that level. So it's helped me stay on the right path. It's helped me time management. It's been the biggest thing. Making sure when I'm missing school tomorrow for districts, I will miss a full day of school, math, stuff to make up. And it helps me, make sure I have time, tonight, doing all my homework for tomorrow, so I have time to focus strictly on my sports. But it helps me also make sure that I actually get the stuff done. And then also, actually just the actual, the team atmosphere is the best thing also. I like having my teammates around me. Golf's more of, I guess, an individual sport, you could say, but it's also team. But it's actually helped me become more outgoing, make more friends. I meet people from other schools, just help me be a more well-rounded person.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank
on
you.
your golf career.
Thank you.
And what year are you?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior.
And where are you going to go play golf in college?
I do not know yet. I have picked it down to 2 schools, Asbury University and Georgetown College. Yeah. Thank you.
You know, I'm proud to say the best round of golf I've ever shot was 39. I felt pretty good with that, being 47 years old. Hannah, what's your best round of 9?
32 is a school record. That's what
How about
that's
that?
a school record.
That's pretty impressive.
And she just medaled at the sectional with 77 at Walton Ponds. It was a pretty good day.
Yeah.
And
I hope to do better tomorrow, though.
Nice job.
Well, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Nice job. Good luck.
Thank you.
And another example, I mean, somebody here who's energetic, someone who speaks well, carries herself well, very representative of our school district. And Coach, for what you did with her outside the classroom, thank you. But these are examples all over the place. You know, when you look academically, I've already shared about the successes. You look at intracurricular, whether it's robotics team, whether it's our junior ROTC. We've got over 140 students, the junior ROTC program, one of the biggest organizations we have, and our 2 commanders that lead that. Those students walk the building with pride, with character, with passion, getting ready for their future. And then you look at extracurricular. And you know, so many times athletics are such a dog-eat-dog, us versus them. But you know, Mac Reese brought this community and other communities together. I couldn't believe when I went to that Thursday Night Lights game with Centerville, and we saw hundreds of students on the other side of the field with the orange Mac Strong shirts supporting our student in his fight against leukemia. And then the same thing happened the very next week when we played Beaver Creek. On their turf, they're wearing and selling Mac Strong gear. It goes to show that athletics are important, but that whole student is even more important. We do appreciate the opportunity to come and speak to this group tonight. We appreciate your leadership. I look forward to working with you as long as the Board of Education allows me to for the next hopefully 20 years. Any questions for any of us? I did not go 2 hours.
Well, thank you
I've
very
been
much.
pulling my drives a little to the left.
should be a good one to ask.
Take up tennis.
Our law director is a very good golfer, so he hasn't got me out on the course yet, but.
Not yet.
Well, thank you very much. We very appreciate it. Thanks for taking time to come. You're welcome here anytime. Thank you. Okay, well, and you're welcome to stay or you're welcome to go. And,
She's got a lesson she has to get to, so I'd like to encourage her to go.
All right.
See you at 7 a.m., Hannah.
Okay.
We'd hate to leave and leave this room empty, so.
okay, that's fine. Anything else, Jack?
No, that's right.
Then we have the police district. Function items.
I know everybody's in love with our lime green jittery bean trailer out back, but we'd like to get rid of it. There was an embezzlement of the township, and the victim of that embezzlement received his full compensation back from the people that committed the crime. And the trailer was an ill-gotten gain as a result of that, so the court awarded it to the police department since the victim had already received all their money. We just need to get rid of it in accordance with the ORC, and that would be through an auction. Then we can turn around and use that money for something else. So I'd ask the board to allow us to sell that trailer.
Okay, is there a motion to direct the chief to sell that trailer? Now, would this be a gov deals thing? Yes.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And then we have your monthly report, chief. Anything particular you want to point out about that?
You've got questions about that, I can. I would let you all know that probably tomorrow or this afternoon, there may be some press out. We did have a rape in the township that occurred a couple weeks ago, and actually it was about a month and a half ago. And the press is on it today because that individual's been indicted, so I know they were outside today doing some filming, so you may see some stuff on the news about that. And it's a case we're finishing up now. We'll probably go a little bit larger before it's over with, but if you see something, that's what it's about.
Thanks for the heads up. Anybody have any questions for the chief about his monthly report? Okay, thank you, chief. Okay, fire district monthly report. Anything particular to point out?
Just one item to note that we went mutual aid last month a lot. We sent a medics. That number was up, so we're just gonna keep an eye on it. There's no reason. Sometimes that just spikes. No real reason that we can identify, but just something to keep an eye on.
Anybody have any questions for Chief Agnew about his monthly report? Okay, moving on to the zoning department. We have draft resolution 4951, a resolution determining the maintenance of 8427 Primrose Way constitutes a nuisance. Jeffrey?
Yeah, we have a grass nuisance on this property. The rear of the property is not being maintained as well as the front. We did have it through last year, but it's gone over the year mark, so we have to put it back through a full process. Did talk with the property owner. It's an odd situation altogether, just in that regard. We're hoping that it can get abated before we have to take care of it, but I want to go through the formal process.
Okay, any questions about 4951? Is there a motion to approve 4951?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have 4952, also a resolution for determining maintenance as a nuisance at 1427 State Route 73.
Yeah, this property is just west of Gershbacher Garage, and if you guys have been by, one of the homes has been demolished.
Yeah.
The second home is kind of probably gonna be demolished within a month. There's been some discussion about they're wanting to get everything bush hogged and the like. I'm getting some complaints about it, so I just wanted to have it in place, so that if they truly fall behind, we have the ability to get it cleaned up still this year.
Okay. Okay, is there a motion to approve 4952?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have the zoning department's monthly report.
Yeah, just as an item on the monthly report, the Hunter redlining plan that we're part of, it meets monthly. There's gonna be a meeting next Wednesday, so the 19th, there's actually a charrette. It's occurring from 6 to 8, that you can come out anytime and look at some of the items that we're talking about and give some input. Just so that everyone's aware, everyone who's within the redline area, geographical space, I have sent a personal letter to asking them to attend. So if you're talking with anyone down there and they're getting stuff from us, that's what it's about.
When
Just
is
in-
it again?
It's on the 19th from 6 to 8 at the Fenwick High School.
There's free pizza.
And apparently there is free food, though you do not have to attend the entire time to get the food.
Is it from Hunter Pizza?
I only assume it's from the Hunter Pizza place. I don't know where it's come from. It was
That would be really tacky if they bought
It
it from
wouldn't
someplace
have-
else.
Regional Plays in charge of it. I assume that they know their demographics and they're gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But you don't have to stay the whole time. That's what I was trying to get forth in the letters going out to everyone. Because sometimes a 2-hour meeting when you're very busy is too much. You know, a 10-minute, half-hour type of timeline is more achievable.
So that is fluid, basically, what we're looking at.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So that's what I have. I can answer questions.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Jeff for his monthly report? Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.
Road Department, we have resolution 4953, resolution to sell and transfer title of the 96 Ford dump truck and attachments to the city of Springboro Schools. That's not here, but
Thank you.
Sure.
I can
would you?
briefly update, Scott's on vacation this week.
Quit reading that.
He's got we coordinate with the schools for salt and other things, and I guess the school's person in charge of your snow plowing had mentioned they'd be in the market for a dump truck, and the conversation ensued. And we are allowed to sell to another public subdivision, so that began the conversation. It's roughly what we got for the last one we sold maybe 2 years ago, so it was a fair market value price. So we wouldn't get much more than that anyway, if we would get more. So it just made sense if the schools is in the market for a dump truck with their plow, which they were, that would be a good thing to coordinate on that.
Okay, very good. With that all being said, is there a motion to approve 4953?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And we have the monthly report. Anything you want to report on that, Pat?
I can report that Scott is not here tonight.
I think that would be perfect. We
I
understand.
wouldn't do very well, but, no.
All right, staff updates. Anybody have anything they'd like to bring up?
Got a few things,
Okay.
in no particular order of importance. One, date for the Christmas lunch, it's around the corner, sorry, but December 16th is kind of the Friday before Christmas, if that works for everybody.
Me.
Reminder, the township dinner's next Monday
Chamber.
at Heatherwood,
Chamber.
the chamber dinner. Not the township dinner, the chamber dinner is at Heatherwood, 5:30, I think is the social hour, just FYI. I had sent out something about, it's called Much in Common, where an Anderson Township trustees kind of been spearheading a heroin working group to see what across the tri-state, if anyone is interested in that, it's in Erlanger, so it's not like it's the closest. I think myself and Chief are gonna go. We went to the last one just to keep tabs on if there's anything we can do or gain from it or input on it. I had sent out something for the Warren County Emergency Management Activity. They've got a 4-day, they have a 3-day training, but then they've boiled it down to a shorter time for the elected folks and administrative types. If you're interested, either let me or Chief Egenbrode know.
That's what's in that, yeah.
Yeah, I had
We
emailed
just-
it out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I told Linda, I thought that we had already seen that, so.
I'll pass these out, and I'm not asking you to digest it right this second. I've kind of summarized, but this is a summary of that wellness survey I sent out. I just pulled the results. So this basically, there was 3 areas where people expressed the most interest in having something targeted. Something could be a lunch and learn, it could be a targeted contest, it could be, a multi-week session where somebody comes in. It could look like a lot of different things, it just depends what we organize. But physical activity, so basically exercise or doing something, heart health and eating healthy / nutrition. Those are the 3 areas that came up more than any of the others. I have money from United that they said, we'll give you $1,000 towards these efforts. I had sent them a kind of a summary of what we were hoping to accomplish, so we have a little over $1,000 that they'll reimburse for things. That could be food at a luncheon, it could be, gift cards or the like. A couple other things I would say I've learned from the survey, or at least with our group. Incentives would gain us the most participation. That could be in the form of some sort of cash prize, whether that be a gift card or some sort of difference on your premium contribution rate. Cash was the top thing, or a financial incentive. Days or time off were kind of the second thing. I don't have any forms for those to take right now. I would certainly come back to you and say, here's what makes the most sense to put in place. Here's some of the things that we could do. But those were the things that I think I gained from this survey.
Doesn't the county give a day off if you do certain things?
Blood work, if you do blood work, you get a day off. If you also get a day off if you attend so many wellness programs, lunch and learn kind of places.
Yeah,
So you can earn up to 2 full days off.
They've probably been doing theirs for a few years to where they've kind of built up to that. This would be a few things to get going, get our toe in the water, get people going with it, but
The blood work is really, they do it in January, I think it takes 2 weeks to get everybody through. And that's something that everybody really appreciates. It's pretty extensive blood work that they do for you.
Great thing.
Yeah. And I know it reduces our insurance costs, our health insurance costs, because we have such high participation in that. Steve thinks we should get everybody donuts, you know, that should be their incentive is free donuts.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure the nutritionist wouldn't come with
I don't think
donuts,
so
but we can ask.
Decent chance.
It could be whole grain donuts or something.
I just said not bring it, figured it'd be home.
Well, so I just pulled this off and compiled what it was so you can see what was said. We'll push to get some structure to, hey, how's this gonna flow and what does that mean? And United has allotted us $1,000 plus $150 from an event they had that I attended, so we've got $1,150 that they'll reimburse.
Okay, very good. Anything else, Jack?
That's it.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions or
I-
comments?
Just one quick thing, and when he said the Christmas lunch, it made me think about it. I've gotten a couple phone calls about when we're gonna do trick or treat. A couple years ago, we talked about establishing like Springboro does, where it's always October 31st, no matter what. But I went through the minutes and I couldn't see where we actually took that vote.
I thought we
So-
did that, because I missed the meeting where you guys said that, I think,
You mean this year or last year?
this year.
We didn't set it this
Yeah,
year.
we haven't said it?
No,
Well, it's in a couple of weeks, I probably ought to do that.
It's on the calendar.
Yeah, we said it,
it's not in the minutes.
really.
Yeah.
We certainly did.
I thought we had to
Jack,
do,
You each confirmed with me that you were fine with that 6 to 8,
We've
October
always taken
31st.
votes on that.
yeah.
okay,
But I
so-
don't think you did any formal thing
It
here
was even
together.
more than Springboro, though. There was the Miami Valley group agreed to it because there were so many people.
Well, they had agreed to
Jumping.
it 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, right.
They all are doing it on October 31st.
No matter what
And
night
at
that falls.
that point, this board decided not to do that, to give you the flexibility in case something would happen that you wouldn't
I
want
thought we
to.
did that. I remember discussing that with my daughter, because she was talking about being able to
Actually,
go
the only
somewhere
reason
else.
I know that we did it is
And
because
hit 2
Dennis
nights.
and I had a conversation afterwards about it. So that's, my memory is horrible, but because we had that discussion afterwards, that's the only reason. I mean, it certainly wouldn't hurt to have a vote
Well, I'll
to
make a
establish
motion that-
October 31st
yes.
from here on out. And I think the time is what messed it up, because we didn't know whether to go 6 to 8 or 5:30 to 7:30.
7:30.
You know, so I think that's why we didn't establish a set time. And
So what did,
It's on the minutes.
what time did we put in the paper?
6 to 8.
6 to 8?
That mirrors Springboro
On the 31st, okay.
So I will make a motion that we set henceforth.
henceforth,
Until we change it.
Until we change it, it's gonna be on October
Henceforth.
31st from
Okay.
6 to 8, no matter what night that falls on.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
Mr. Gabbard,
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw,
Yeah.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah.
Henceforth, that's the way it's gonna be.
Okay.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
Anything else? Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard,
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw,
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
All right, great.
Dan, this is a